Sexy Monkeys, welcome back to SkyGen Experience. I'm Ben, and today I'm going to talk about 1883. That's on Paramount Plus, which is created by Taylor Sheridan. And if people don't know who Taylor Sheridan is, he is the creator of Yellowstone, which is on Paramount. And if you watch, it's on Peacock, streaming site for now. Eventually it'll come to Paramount Plus down the road, but contracts, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Taylor Sheridan, he also did Wind River, the movie, Hell or High Water with Chris Pine and Ben Foster, dope as fuck, about robbing banks in Texas, and Sicario 1 and 2. Taylor Sheridan is the fucking shit. Paramount Plus, he has like 3 more shows coming out. Oh yeah, Mayors of Kingstown, that's on Paramount Plus, about the prisons, dope. So 1883, if you guys know Yellowstone, this is the prequel. This is the lead up of the Dutton family going from Tennessee, taking the train to Fort Worth, Texas, and then from Fort Worth, Texas, they're taking, the wagon and horses all the way up to their land in Yellowstone, which is Wyoming, Montana area. So really this episode, what I'm going to tell you guys is stuff that you need to know before you watch it, and then I'm going to do an episode review with each episode. There's about 10 episodes, and I have seen it all, and oh my god, I'm telling you, I fucking love this. I'm doing it again for the second time, and I love watching this. Totally rewatchable, amazing. Essentially, there's so many stories, I don't even know where to start. So, Oregon Trail. It's the same story, but told more accurately. Taylor Sheridan is all about accuracy. If you close up on the outfits, the horses, the wagons, the guns, the language, the accents, the dialect, spot on accurate. Like, I'm not telling you it's spot on because I can tell, but when you watch all the behind the scenes, they really talk about the authenticity of it. Yeah. This story is epic. It's beautiful. It's full of danger. It's a journey. It's about people in Europe that wanted a whole fresh start away from their, like Germans, for example. They couldn't swim. It was illegal for them to swim in their country. Imagine what else they couldn't do. And a lot of people left because of religion, That's why America was founded, because a lot of us wanted to get away from religion. Freedom. Also, us current Americans, it's a way to restart, reinvent yourself. You can just head west. If you failed in the East, you just head west and start over again. And a lot of these Germans and Europeans overseas, they would see an ad in the newspaper, literally just talking about like the Oregon Trail type, and they would literally sell everything they have, save up all the money, and make this journey and give this money to some people to help them get from Fort Worth, Texas to Oregon, California, or wherever they want to go. It's epic. Like, when I mean by epic, it's 30 wagons where 4 horses in front, and you got your cowboy horses, and you got 100 cattle, and all the actors. That's a big, epic party. And you literally have to... That's not even the crew. That's just in camera. I can't imagine everything outside. This is such an epic production. Huge. Mostly, like I said, Fort Worth, Texas to, the West Coast. So you're going through the Great Plains in the Southwest mostly. But a lot of this is really takes place first half of it would be a lot of Texas, hot desert type. Most of the Great Plains too, a lot of the Great Plains, but you don't get into the mountains really till maybe the last 1 or 2 episodes. So the Europes, when they're coming across, they're dealing with brand new stuff, new diseases, new elements, because they're not used to the weather in America, like the desert in the Southwest, and drinking the river and getting like cholera or something where it just fucks you up. If you drink the river raw and you don't boil it, you get sick as fuck, and they don't know that. A lot of us kids growing up, our number one fear was, if you're going, the Oregon Trail, the number one fear was the Native Americans, That's not even the truth. The truth is, the number one causes of death in that time period, in that area, is falling off and getting run over. Second, surprisingly, is accidental discharge of your firearm. Third is drowning in river crossing. And 7th is your Native Americans. So, this story really, people die in every episode different than they did the episode before. you don't get really into the Native Americans till a couple episodes in. I'm just being straight up honest with you guys. It shows that you can die so many other ways. I love seeing that. And with the Native Americans, Taylor Sheridan really pledged that he's going to tell their story correct, because like Hollywood predicted them very inaccuracy. Like just the way they were told in Hollywood was very wrong in a lot of different ways. And Taylor Sheridan is all about helping that community really get their authenticity, their trueness. And I think he's doing a brilliant job, and I absolutely love it because I love Native Americans. They deserve all the respect. And in season 4, you actually get some flashbacks of this family. So I'm going to talk about Tim McGraw, because Tim McGraw is who you saw. And he is John Dunn, that's Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. That is his great-great-great-grandfather. Yes. Why? Because that's what Taylor Sheridan said, and if he said it, I believe it, because I'm not the one. Yes. Tim McGraw, oh my god. Fantastic fucking actor. Great actor. He is unbelievable. And his wife, Faith Hills, plays Margaret Dunn. Those two are obviously real husband and real wife in real life. But great acting between both of them. I love this. So the backstory of the Dunn family. They're from Tennessee. James Dunn, he was drafted into the Civil War as a Confederate officer, as a captain. He did not want to do that. That's the last thing he wanted to do was that shit. So after the war, it gave him a lot of pain, PTSD, to the point where like fellow, soldiers would say his name on the streets and he would walk the other way. He wants nothing to do with it. He has so much pain, PTSD from the Civil War. And so does other characters, and I will get to that, but I'm going to stick with Tim McGraw for right now. He is the one leading everyone on this journey, because it's his dream to leave Tennessee and start somewhere else fresh and just get away. Is his dream, and his family is following him. You'll notice in this series that Tim McGraw, his number one thing is his family. His wife, his daughter, and his young kid. That's his number one priority in going west. But throughout the whole thing, you slowly see him starting to care for the people in the Caravage, the group. He slowly starts, you see him like, he's not just a prick. He's not just all about his family. He does care for other people. So Margaret, which is his wife, played by Faith Hill, in both real life and the TV series, she was a nurse. She was 17 as a nurse during the Civil War. So she saw some nasty shit. So that makes her a really strong woman, and you really see that in this. She's a different woman. I love that about her. I love strong women. Her and her daughter, Isa, great women. Like, I love it. So Elsa is the main girl of this whole thing. The story is told through her eyes. She is 18 years old. She is coming from Tennessee. She is bored at home. She wants to see this whole new world. She wants to experience everything. She hears about sex. She never had sex. She's thinking about it. She's thinking about all this stuff, and she is just loving this. And she's different than a lot of young women. For example, she'll ride a horse. She'll say things that she's not supposed to say, like males do. Love this. And that's what really carries this thing, is her. I really do. With her, you get to see a lot of father-daughter moments. You really do. Especially the last episode. Won't say what. But and also mother and daughter. The teenage daughter and the mother. I don't have a kid. I don't, especially teenage daughter. But I hear teenage daughters and mom. You get that tension in this. But then you have the younger. Actually, yeah, wait. I'm gonna stick with Elsa. Elsa, she fights like her dad, and she loves like her mother, and she's very headstrong. She really is. Like, if she's going to do something, she's going to do something, regardless of what you say. With that said, last person in the Dunn family is John. He's like 4 or 5, so he doesn't do much. He's just a little kid, and he just hangs around. So there's really not much to that. Okay, so that's it for the Dunn family. Sam Elliott plays Shay in this movie. He deals with losing his family in the beginning. So he wants to go to Oregon. His goal is road to redemption. He wants to go from Fort Worth, Texas to Oregon, and nothing is going to stop him. Nothing is going to stop him. He doesn't care. He wants to go to Oregon. He wants to go. He wants to the coast one more time before he dies, and that's all he cares about. He was also a Civil War vet, so he deals with that same PTSD and pain that James Dutton does. They both have that connection. So with Shay, though, he's not alone. He has a best friend named Thomas. Thomas is the black cowboy. He's also Shay and Thomas met in Civil War, so they've been together for the last 20 years, really close friends, and so that's their group right there. You have the Dutton group, and you got Shay and Thomas. They're just, best friends. They're got each other's back. They share their own campfire. They do dinners with each other. Love that. Thomas, like I said, he's the black cowboy. Love having that element also in this, because it's true. There's black cowboys. There's a lot of black cowboy stories that we have not heard of, and you get some of that in this. So now I talked about Shay and Dutton. Like I said with Elsa earlier, Elsa was really the bridge between the Duttons and Shay. The character, she brings them together. Like, because there's two different stories right there, but if you get them all together in one, Elsa is that bridge. Another character is Joseph. He's a German immigrant, and he's kind of the leader of the group because he's the only one that speaks English. Because a lot of these Germans, literally, it's like 9 out of 10 do not speak English. They never read horrors. It's all new to them. But I fucking love this dude. Because he talks about how the Germans, they're in search of new home, new freedom, and you really get to see their point of view, which is my immigrant, because I'm German on both sides. I'm Irish also, but my last name is Wolf, hence the logo Wolf. German. So my Germans exactly came over the same way he did. I love seeing that. So you really see different elements. You got the Irish, German, Native Americans, and you have your Americans that have been the white people. So you have like 4 groups together journey on this. Lastly, you're going to see a lot of Easter eggs for Yellowstone. You really will. I'll give you one right now. So there's a scene where James Dutton, Tim McGraw, and his son John, he's teaching him how to shoot. Well, if you remember in Yellowstone, Casey does the same thing with his kid. And they do that blood soak. That's the only spoiler I'm going to get. But you have a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. But really the last thing is, in every new episode is a new danger element. For example, it won't be like, say, episode 2 does Native Americans attack. Episode 3, Native Americans. No, it doesn't work that way. It's one episode has their own elements of danger. Next episode is completely different elements of danger. And it's all realistic. So what he's essentially doing is he's telling a true story through fictional characters. Anyway, if that makes sense, I'm moving on to do episode 1 review. I'll see you monkeys later.